Most men think transformation happens the moment they decide to change. They think it's about doing more, achieving more, becoming something new overnight. But a real transformation doesn't announce itself. It begins quietly, in the silence between who you were and who you're becoming. It's the death of the man who once needed validation, control, and external approval. It's the slow birth of someone who no longer reacts, but observes, who no longer begs to be understood, but chooses to understand. That's what Stoic transformation truly is, not the act of becoming more, but needing less. It's not loud. It doesn't crave to be seen. You don't broadcast it. You embody it. People around you sense something's changed. They just can't explain what. They feel your silence differently. They feel your absence heavier. And that's the mark of a man who has entered transformation. He no longer explains himself. He no longer argues for peace. He is peace. The path isn't about external improvement. It's internal detachment. You'll lose interest in noise, in shallow connections, in anything that costs your energy but feeds your ego. You'll stop chasing things that once defined your worth. Because transformation isn't a glow-up, it's a shedding. You'll start losing parts of yourself, the impulsive reactions, the desperate attachments, the urge to prove you matter. And when those parts begin to die, the world will panic. Because people who benefited from your chaos won't know how to deal with your calm. They'll accuse you of changing. But what they mean is, you're no longer controllable. And that's when the real transformation begins. Rule 1. Let it burn. You can't evolve while you're protecting what needs to end. Everything you cling to, relationships, habits, identities, they all carry emotional weight. If you don't let them burn, they'll keep you small. There will come a point when life takes everything that fed your illusion of control. That's not punishment. It's purification. You'll lose people you thought you couldn't live without. You'll fail at things you thought defined you, and it'll feel like your world is ending. But in truth, it's just rearranging. Fire doesn't destroy the man. It reveals him. It burns away what's temporary, leaving behind only what's real. And in that silence, you'll meet yourself for the first time. So when everything starts to fall apart, don't rush to fix it. Stand still and let it burn. Because every time you resist pain, you postpone your rebirth. Pain is the currency of transformation. You can't buy peace without it. You'll want to escape it, distract yourself, run back to what's familiar. But don't. Because if you always numb the fire, you'll stay half-formed. Transformation demands that you endure the discomfort of being nothing for a while. That's the only way you become something real. So when your old life collapses, say thank you. When people leave, let them. When plans fail, watch them burn. Because that's the universe clearing space for a stronger version of you. Not a new man, but the man you were meant to be all along. The one who doesn't chase validation because he embodies worth. The one who doesn't seek control because he is control. The one who doesn't force peace because he radiates it. Let it burn. Let it all burn. So you can finally rise without the weight of what you used to be. Rule 2. Detach from the outcome. Attachment is the silent killer of masculine strength. Every time you obsess over a result, her reply, their opinion, your success, you surrender your power. Because real control doesn't exist in outcomes. It exists in composure. Stoicism isn't about being emotionless. It's about being unmoved. It's the art of mastering your response, not manipulating your surroundings. The moment you stop expecting, you start expanding. The moment you stop needing things to go your way, you free yourself from disappointment, because attachment is built on illusion. The idea that life owes you something. It doesn't. You're entitled to your effort, not the result. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you care without being consumed. You act, but you're not attached to the reaction. You give, but you're not enslaved to appreciation. You love, but you don't crumble if it's not returned. That's real masculine energy. Calm, grounded, unbothered. When you detach, you're no longer trying to force outcomes through emotion. You influence through stillness, because nothing is more magnetic than a man who moves with intention, not desperation. Women feel it. The world feels it. It's the unspoken power of emotional independence. When you can say, "I don't need this, but I choose it," you're untouchable. That's where real confidence comes from. Choice, not chase. Most men live their lives attached to results, needing recognition, validation, and approval. But the man who's mastered detachment, he doesn't chase success. He attracts alignment, doesn't fight for control. He flows within chaos. He doesn't beg for love. He becomes love in motion. And when that happens, outcomes stop defining you. You begin defining outcomes. That's the kind of resilience Stoicism was built on. Not indifference, but inner stillness that no storm can touch. That's the kind of resilience Stoicism was built on. Not the absence of emotion, but the mastery of it. Not the coldness of heart, but the warmth of discipline. The ability to feel everything, yet let nothing own you. Because the truth is, detachment isn't about cutting the world off. It's about standing so firm in who you are that no external chaos can shake your foundation. It's the calm you hold when everything is falling apart around you. It's the silence that unnerves those who expected you to beg, to react, to collapse. When you reach that level of inner stillness, you stop living reactively. You stop letting emotions drag you like waves. You become the ocean itself, unbothered by storms that pass above. That's the essence of a Stoic man. He doesn't escape emotion. He channels it. He doesn't seek control over people. He seeks control over self. Because the moment you master yourself, you master every situation you enter. You'll start to notice something strange. The more detached you become from outcomes, the more outcomes begin to align. Things start falling into place, not because you're forcing them, but because your energy has shifted from fear to presence. You're no longer leaking power through reaction. You're directing it through awareness. When you stop chasing, the world starts orbiting you. Because what's stable becomes magnetic. That's why true power is silent. It doesn't argue. It doesn't seek attention. It simply is. And when you reach that stillness, the kind that can't be faked, people feel it before you speak. It's not in your words. It's in your presence. The same presence that can make a woman feel safe or intimidated, depending on her intentions. Because presence reveals truth. Every time you practice detachment, you teach the world how to treat you. You signal that you cannot be manipulated through emotion, nor controlled through fear. You become unpredictable, not because you're erratic, but because you're stable. And stability is the rarest form of mystery. Rule 3. Withdraw. To rebuild. Every transformation requires withdrawal. You can't become the man you're meant to be surrounded by noise. You have to disappear for a while, not out of weakness, but out of strength. Because growth needs isolation. Most people are addicted to being seen. They can't handle silence because silence reveals everything they've been avoiding. But when you start walking the Stoic path, you begin to crave it. You start to find peace in solitude, not loneliness, but clarity. Withdrawal is not retreat. It's recalibration. It's when you stop explaining yourself, stop defending your choices, and start realigning your energy. You stop asking, "Why don't they understand me?" and start asking, "Why do I need them to?" There's a reason warriors train alone, monks meditate in silence, and thinkers retreat from the crowd. The mind sharpens in solitude, and the man who learns to be alone learns to be unshakable. During withdrawal, you'll lose people. Some will misunderstand your silence. Some will label it arrogance, distance, or indifference. But don't explain. Don't justify. Because silence filters your circle better than words ever could. You'll realize who's truly for you, not based on who stays when you shine, but who respects your quiet rebuilding phase. Those are your people. The rest are noise. Withdrawal also strips away illusion. You'll start seeing the people you once idolized as human. You'll see that half the opinions you chased were built on insecurity, not truth. You'll see how much energy you wasted trying to impress those who weren't even watching. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's the awakening most men fear. Because once you've tasted solitude, crowds feel suffocating. Once you've met your real self, the old version disgusts you. But that's the point. Withdraw. Reflect, rebuild. Because when you return, you won't return the same. You'll speak less. Move differently. Choose carefully. You'll carry a quiet confidence that unsettles the room, because people will sense they no longer have access to you the way they used to. That's what withdrawal does. It changes your frequency. And when your frequency changes, your life changes. So don't fear isolation. Embrace it. It's not a punishment. It's a purification. Every man who's ever risen from pain had a period where he walked alone. That's not loneliness. That's evolution. Rule 4. Expect betrayal. It's inevitable. If you walk the path of transformation, betrayal will meet you along the way, not as cruelty, but as clarity. People don't betray you because they hate you. They betray you because your growth exposes what they never faced within themselves. When you start elevating, they start feeling small. When you start healing, they start projecting. When you detach, they start testing. Betrayal isn't personal. It's psychological. It's life showing you who was meant to walk with you and who was meant to teach you a lesson. The Stoics taught that disappointment comes from expectation. So when betrayal arrives, accept it as part of nature's order. Don't chase explanations. Don't beg for closure. Because the truth doesn't need words. It reveals itself through action. The moment someone crosses you, they've freed you. They've released you from false loyalty, from illusion. You might feel anger, pain, disbelief. That's normal. But the Stoic man doesn't let betrayal make him bitter. He lets it make him sharper. You'll notice how betrayal changes your vision. You'll stop being impressed by words. You'll start reading energy. You'll stop assuming loyalty. You'll start observing consistency. That's the transformation betrayal offers. Not trust issues, but discernment. Not paranoia, but awareness. People will betray you and still act like you wronged them. Don't defend yourself. Don't play their game. Your silence is your verdict. Because when a man of truth withdraws from drama, the liar's story eventually collapses on its own. The Stoic understands. Everyone plays their role. The betrayer teaches strength. The loss teaches gratitude. The pain teaches detachment. So the next time someone walks away, don't chase them. Thank them. They've just shown you who you no longer need to be. And when you carry that perspective, betrayal loses its sting. You stop seeing it as a wound and start seeing it as direction. You realize life isn't punishing you. It's pruning you, cutting off the branches that can't grow with you anymore. Expect betrayal. Not to become cynical, but to stay centered. Because when betrayal no longer surprises you, peace becomes permanent. Rule 5. Lead with silence. Power doesn't scream. It doesn't need to prove. Real power moves in silence. You'll reach a stage where words feel unnecessary. You'll learn that most explanations are wasted on people committed to misunderstanding you. And that silence, that pause before reacting, is what gives you dominance in every situation. When you lead with silence, you make people confront themselves. They can't read you. They can't manipulate what they can't predict. Your calm becomes their chaos. And that's when you realize silence is the ultimate test of self-control. In silence, you gain vision. You start hearing what people really mean behind their words. You notice tone, timing, energy, the things most miss because they're too busy replying. The Stoic doesn't rush to respond. He waits to understand, because reaction belongs to emotion. Response belongs to mastery. When you choose silence, you stop feeding other people's emotional hunger. You take back control of the frame. You dictate the pace, the tone, the atmosphere. That's masculine presence, when you no longer need to fill the room with noise to dominate it. Some will misinterpret your silence as arrogance. Let them. That's their insecurity speaking, not your responsibility. Because silence triggers those who rely on attention for validation. But for a man anchored in discipline, silence is home. That's why leaders, warriors, thinkers, all understood the same law. He who controls his tongue controls his destiny. When you stop speaking impulsively, your words start carrying weight. When you say less, people listen more. When you speak only with purpose, even your silence becomes a statement. That's what Stoicism trains you for. Not cold detachment, but precise expression. You don't speak to prove you're right. You speak to reveal truth. And truth doesn't need to be loud. Silence sharpens a man's perception. It makes him dangerous, not because he's violent, but because he sees too clearly. And once you start seeing clearly, illusions begin to collapse. That's why silence is feared. Because when you stop speaking, people are forced to hear their own noise. They realize they can't manipulate a man who refuses to argue. They can't provoke someone who doesn't bite. They can't drain someone who no longer reacts. And that's where you rise above the games. That's when you finally embody what Stoicism always pointed toward. The ability to remain unchanged in the face of everything temporary. Because at some point, you'll stop chasing peace, and you'll become peace. Rule 6. Don't explain yourself. The more evolved you become, the less you'll feel the need to explain. You'll realize explanation is a form of begging. Begging to be understood by people who aren't listening to begin with. And that's beneath you. Most people don't want truth. They want comfort. And the moment your truth challenges their comfort, they'll twist your words, question your intentions, and label you the problem. That's when a wise man learns. Explaining yourself to the wrong people is self-betrayal. You'll start noticing how people project. They'll misunderstand your silence as arrogance, your confidence as ego, your boundaries as rudeness. Let them. Because when you explain yourself to defend your peace, you hand over your power. When you justify your silence, you destroy its meaning. The Stoic doesn't explain. He exemplifies. Your actions, your calm, your consistency, those are your explanations. You let time speak for you. You let results be your language. Because people who genuinely understand you don't need explanations, and those who demand them wouldn't believe you even if you gave them one. So stop over-communicating. Stop rewriting your truth to make it palatable for fragile egos. The more you explain, the more you dilute your strength. A man of depth doesn't talk to be understood. He speaks only when his words serve clarity. Otherwise, he lets silence protect his dignity. Remember, those who misunderstand you are revealing who they are, not who you are. So let them interpret. Let them assume. Let them talk. You focus on becoming. That's the ultimate Stoic act. To walk in truth without demanding recognition for it. To stay centered even when the world mislabels your calm as coldness. Because calm isn't cold. It's controlled fire. Rule 8. Protect your energy like it's sacred. Your attention is your currency. Your focus is your kingdom. Every conversation, every distraction, every emotional reaction, it all costs energy. And once it's gone, you can't get it back. So guard it like your life depends on it, because it does. You'll start to see that most of the world feeds off reaction, drama, gossip, attention. It's all a form of energy theft. People who lack purpose try to pull energy from those who have it. That's why the Stoic man walks with boundaries, not walls. He's open, but selective, kind, but not naive, available, but not accessible to everyone. When you start protecting your energy, you'll feel guilt at first, because you were conditioned to equate boundaries with selfishness. But boundaries are not selfish, they're survival. They ensure your energy is invested, not exploited. You'll notice that when you stop giving attention to things beneath you, your peace multiplies. You'll become calmer, sharper, more decisive. You'll realize that peace was never missing. It was just buried under noise. Every time you say no to distraction, you say yes to direction. Every time you choose solitude over drama, your power compounds. Because energy is like water, it flows where you allow it. And the man who controls where his energy goes, controls his life. Protecting your energy also means controlling your emotional exposure. Don't let everyone access your vulnerability. Don't vent to people who secretly envy you. Don't reveal your plans to those who pray for your failure. Your peace doesn't need to be public. The Stoic protects his energy not because he fears the world, but because he values himself. He understands that focus is sacred, and distraction is poison. And once you start valuing your peace over attention, you transcend noise completely. Rule 9. Transform pain into power. Every man faces pain, but few know how to use it. Most drown in it, numb it, or run from it, because they were never taught that pain isn't punishment. It's data. It's direction. Every heartbreak, every failure, every betrayal, all of it contains information. Information about who you are, what you value, and what you still need to outgrow. The Stoic doesn't ask, "Why did this happen to me?" He asks, "What is this trying to teach me?" That question alone separates victims from masters. Pain reveals where you're still attached. It shows you what you depended on to feel whole. When you face it without running, you turn it into strength. That's why the Stoic welcomes discomfort. He understands it's not there to destroy him, but to strip him of illusion. Every loss carries a lesson. Every wound carries wisdom. The strongest men you'll ever meet are the ones who bled quietly, learned privately, and rose silently. They didn't broadcast their suffering. They transformed it. They let pain refine them, not define them. When you use pain correctly, it gives you perspective. It builds emotional muscle. It turns empathy into power, humility into leadership, and silence into strategy. Your greatest strength will come from what tried to break you. Because once pain has shaped you, fear loses its grip. You stop dreading change because you've survived worse. You stop chasing comfort because you've learned growth lives in discomfort. And that's where the true Stoic transformation ends. Not in avoidance of emotion, but in mastery of it. You no longer resist life's fire. You stand in it, knowing you can't be burned anymore. The man who emerges, when the fire settles and the noise fades, you'll realize transformation isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. You'll carry scars, yes, but they'll no longer hurt. They'll remind you of what you survived, of the storms that built your calm. You'll move slower, speak less, feel deeper. You'll begin to attract peace instead of chaos, depth instead of distraction, truth instead of comfort. That's what a Stoic transformation creates. A man who doesn't chase power, but is power. Who doesn't demand love, but embodies it through discipline and truth. Who doesn't react, but responds with precision. The world will still test you. Life won't become easy, but you'll walk through every storm with unshakable stillness, because you've already met your darkness and you've made peace with it. You'll realize that peace was never found in control. It was found in surrender, in the acceptance that you can't dictate what happens, but you can dictate who you are within it. That's Stoicism. That's transformation. Not loud, not glamorous, not instant, but eternal.